Hello, and welcome to Sights Uncena, the first, only, and God willing, last wrestling podcast on the internet. As always, on our second episode, I'm JetGrind, the guy who watches SmackDown. With me will be forever. We are here forever. Is Zen, the guy who watches Raw.
That's me, man.
And Dup, the one who watches absolutely nothing. What a lazy bastard.
So I googled make out like chips and dip.
Oh, good.
So far, there's a lot of 20 easy dips you can make in 5 minutes or less.
Okay.
25 easy party dips you can make in 20 minutes.
Okay.
There's a Reddit thread that is, what is your best let's make like a blank and blank. There's let's make like an Autobot and roll out. Apparently this person's boss says, let's make like a baby and head out. Which, I don't understand that one.
Are they implying that they're being birthed?
Whoa, let's make like a fart and blow this shithole.
Clutch! I wasn't gonna bring that one up.
Well, guess what I did?
I'm glad you have lower standards.
You think I have standards?
On that note, today's episode will be covering the week of August the 28th and the 29th. So, let's just get into it. Dup, tell me everything you know about Raw this week.
Apparently, I'm looking at what I wrote in Discord Monday. All I know is that they tried to push the script boys again. I guess Mr. Aizawa and Cena actually fought this week. Something about some dude named Braun that people were excited about. And I think Goldust was there. That's all I really gleaned from Twitter.
Well, shall we fill them in, then? Or shall you, I guess?
Alright, let's take it from the top. So, we start off, and who's in the ring at the beginning? It's Miz, and what is he doing? The same thing he was doing last time, being a salty baby. That's all he's doing.
Great. How much sodium does he have?
Oh, lots of sodium, lots of chloride. Lots of both.
Thank you, Young Sheldon.
I'm a fucking chemist major, shut up. Alright, so the Miz, he's standing in the ring. He stands there for like a minute without saying anything. And the moment he opens his mouth to talk, fucking Kurt Angle's intro starts playing to interrupt him.
Great.
So he comes out, and Miz is like, oh man, you gotta respect me. You should look up respect in the dictionary. Which, respect and dictionary are two things I don't think Miz should be talking about. But that's me. So then Kurt Angle's like, alright, well, you want to fight somebody? You're going to fight the winner of this Royal Rumble. I'm sorry, Battle Royale is what I meant to say. So yeah, there's just this impromptu Battle Royale. So we got a 15-man Battle Royale. And who's the first guy to walk out? Who's the person who's always in a fucking Battle Royale?
Don't ask me.
It's the Big Show, everyone's favorite giant jobber. He's out here for you.
I heard the Big Show shaved and looks real weird.
Oh my
now.
god, he has no hair on him. He looks so weird.
Okay, so yeah, I saw something about the Big Show shaving, but I didn't think it was actually the Big Show.
No, he looks so weird. So, yeah, he comes out. Next is the Hardy Boys, which I'm okay with. I'm fine with them coming out here. Then we got the Banshee Man, Finn Balor. He's out here too. So, yeah, we got some people in here. 15 motherfuckers in this battle. And then we go to our first commercial break. So, you know what? Already! We're off to a good start, though. Because guess what? There wasn't a match that lasted 2 fucking minutes.
Oh, good. It lasted 4.5.
No, it hasn't happened yet.
Oh. Well, I mean, I guess that's better than 20 minutes of promo at the beginning.
So now, we go to our commercial break, and they talk about the Mae Young Classic. And as they're talking about it, I notice it's sponsored by Rocket League, which is the weirdest fucking thing to me. Rocket League, really?
Well, yeah, because Rocket League has had a bit of a sponsorship with the WWE for a bit, which is weird, because I don't think there's been any kind of cross-promotion in Rocket League, but also I haven't touched that game in like 6 months, so I wouldn't know.
Here's the soccer ball. It's got John Cena's face on it.
Yeah, they put a new soccer ball in. It's got Cena's face on it. It's a weird game mode because you can't see the ball.
Well, yeah. It's like fighting Reptile.
The Switch version has new exclusive cards. There's the Mario card, the Luigi card, the Samus card, the John Cena card.
When's John Cena going to be in Smash? He's my favorite Nintendo character, after all.
I mean, Cloud got in.
He calls in assists for fucking, like, Freddy, or whatever. Fred Flintstone, that's his name.
Freddie Flintstone!
I hate the Flintstones. I don't fucking remember this shit.
Yeah, but if you call him Freddie Flintstone, it sounds like you guys are on a friendly basis. Like, oh man, me and my good pals, Jonathan Cena and Freddie Flintstone.
I was thinking of fucking Freddy from Scooby-Doo.
Man, that's even worse!
So
he's also not named Freddy, it's Fred!
Freddy. No, he's Freddy. I hate both of these shows, alright?
Ruh-roh, John. We need to suplex both of the Freds because they've gone evil. The demon Finn Balor has taken over one of them, and we don't know which one, so we have to suplex both to be safe. I'm Roman Reigns the dog now.
Alright, so Freddie Flintstone comes in along with Barney, and they're his assists, is what I'm trying to get at here. Alright, so yeah, we get back from the commercial break, and everybody's in the ring, and some motherfucker's just like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, and he's in the middle of the ring. Literally everybody gets on top of him and throws him the fuck out.
Nice!
Everybody just says, get the fuck out of here.
Well, yeah, of course, that's how every Big Show spot goes.
Wasn't Big Show.
Oh, wait.
No, it's just some random dude like, yeah, it's me, I'm in the middle, I got the spotlight, and everyone just picks him up and throws him out.
That's even dumber.
So that's when I noticed, oh shit, Goldust is here. I'm rooting for Goldust. Because of course.
Okay, so I did see Goldust.
Yeah, Goldust is there.
There's not enough S's being pronounced.
I'm sorry, Goldust!
Thank you.
Around that, yeah. So the match goes on, and then they cut to Big Show, and all he's doing is just chopping people's titties. Like, he gets people on the ropes, and he chops their titties. He gets someone else on the ropes, chops their titties. And that's all Big Show's doing. He's just chopping people right in their chest. And then guess what? It's the Big Show, so he fucking loses.
Everybody piles up and throws him over the ring like every other Big Show spot.
Yup. And then they start beating the shit out of Goldust. I'm like, no, leave Goldust alone.
Hey, real quick, remember that time Big Show and Shaq were supposed to have a match at the last WrestleMania?
I'm sorry?
Yeah, that happened. Shaq showed up at 32 during the Andre the Giant Battle Royale Memorial thing, and there was like a spot with Big Show where they chokeslammed each other, I guess, or attempted to, and then they tried to set up a match, and like they were advertising it, and then like 2 days before Mania, Shaq was like, "Sorry guys, can't make it," so they had to cancel the match.
That sounds like Shaq.
And I want to point out, like, they were advertising that match was going to happen, like, when the last Mania ended. Like, the last time they basically confirmed a match was going to happen at Mania, immediately after the Mania was the quote-unquote once-in-a-lifetime match between John Cena and The Rock, which then happened at 3 different Manias after that.
Sounds
Once
right.
in a lifetime. Anywho, so Goldust is getting the shit beat out of him, right?
No, leave Goldust alone. And then R-Truth gets fucking killed because he's R-Truth and I'm never gonna see this guy win. He's just never gonna do it.
Push R-Truth for SummerSlam.
Next up, Jeff Hardy almost gets his ass kicked out, but he's hanging onto the ropes like Spider-Man or some shit. About to do some crawler assaults over here. And then the crowd starts going, yo, we want Balor to win. So, I mean, that makes sense. They're pushing Balor pretty hard. So somebody else takes center stage, and who is it? It's Goldust.
Yes!
And he's like, come on! He literally says, come on! And then he eats an RKO out of nowhere and gets killed. And it made me really sad. I was like, no, I don't care anymore.
Wait, what? I thought Randall was over on SmackDown.
I don't know who did it, but somebody just comes right the fuck out of nowhere and wrecks his shit, and then he gets kicked out.
Well on. Rip in peace, Gold Dust.
Over in some random turnbuckle corner, some dude's basically just huddled and crying in the corner, and the Hardy Brothers pull him out, and he gets murdered. They just fucking eat him.
Ah, so that's how we get to Broken Matt Hardy. He becomes a cannibal.
Speaking of, Hardy ends up on the apron, he's fighting some dude on the edge of the universe, and he barely wins, and then some dude just pulls him out anyway. Awesome. So, Miz, he comes out to the ring, because all his buddies are fighting. He's not actually in this. His Miz Taraj is in there, whatever the fuck that means.
Do they actually call them his Miz Taraj?
They keep saying the term Miz Taraj.
I hate this.
It's terrible.
That's really bad.
But this is what I noticed, that the Miz he's fucking dressed in his finest Phoenix Wright cosplay. It's really distracting.
Lawyer Phoenix Wright, Phoenix Wright in the first 3 games, bum Phoenix Wright, or Phoenix Wright in 5 and 6.
I'm talking lawyer Phoenix Wright. I wish it was young Phoenix Wright with the stupid mask on his face and the shitty sweater. I use that shit all the time in Marvel 3. So yeah, Miz is Phoenix Wright now, I guess, which sucks because somebody else should be Phoenix Wright.
If you had to cast any wrestler as Phoenix Wright, who would you pick?
I don't fucking know. Nobody, because none of them are good enough.
Great.
So yeah, Finn Balor starts staring down Jeff Hardy, and they're like, oh man, Finn looked up to Jeff as a kid, and then Jeff just fucking wrecks him. So good job. But after that, Finn Balor just loses it, and he starts wrecking everybody. He starts doing all the work in the universe. And then the greatest thing during the entire show happens. A bunch of fucking jump scares attack the screen. And Bray Wyatt comes out and just murders Finn Balor, and then he jump scares away like he's Slenderman or something.
I was gonna say, did Freddy Fazbear come storming the stage?
No, that's more of a scream. Bray's noise is usually just death. I don't know if he's actually shouting anything. It just sounds like he's shouting the sound tep.
There's just all this black and white creepy footage of a farmhouse and weird shit, and then he's just there, and then it plays the same stuff and he's gone.
Yep, that's Bray Wyatt for you.
It was hilarious. There's just jump scares all of a sudden.
I'm gonna Google this, man.
The best way to describe Bray Wyatt is he is a hillbilly cult leader.
Okay.
I don't know if he still wears a fedora, but he used to wear a fedora and a Hawaiian shirt all the time, and it was the most hilarious thing.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of this.
But also, he's probably one of my favorite dudes on the roster. He's way more talented than they give him credit for. So...
Well, alright.
So
Bray Wyatt comes up, beats the shit out of Balor, and then just leaves.
Yep.
Is Balor still in the ring, or did he also...
No, he lost. He's done.
Okay, so who's left in the ring?
There's not a lot of people. I think there's only 3 people left in the ring at this point. There's Jason Jordan and it was Jeff Hardy, because Matt Hardy got kicked out. I got that wrong. Sorry.
Right.
Matt Hardy's out. Jeffy Boy's still in.
And then some third rando you can't remember, I guess.
Is part of the Miztourage. So Jason
God.
Jordan wrecks the Miztourage.
Miztourage just... God.
It's bad. It's really bad. So Jason Jordan kicks the final fucker out that's part of that shit.
Miztourage doesn't sound like a name for an entourage. It sounds more like a shitty parody for International Man of Miztourage or something like that. When are they gonna make him some kind of weird super spy?
Jason Jordan. He kills the last member of the Miztourage, and then Jeff Hardy fucks him up.
Great.
He does some DMC4 combo on him, he's Brother Nero, you know?
That joke sucks.
It's really bad. I love it.
That joke sucks.
It's great. But yeah, that's it. That's the winner of the Royal Rumble or fucking Battle Royale, whatever. It's Jeff Hardy. So next week we're gonna have Jeff Hardy versus The Miz.
Great.
So that was the first match. It was pretty fun, honestly.
Yeah, it sounds like it was alright.
And then we cut to... They're like, let's replay that awesome 2-minute match Lesnar had last week.
Oh,
and I'm just
God.
no, why? It was not cool. And they're playing, like, this epic trailer music behind it, and it's like, no, you can't, I'm sorry. Like, Lesnar is Nakali levels of jobber right now. Like, come on. And then Alexa Bliss comes out, or they're interviewing her, and they're like, well, what are you gonna do in the ring? My strategy to win is to win. Awesome, thank you.
It's powerful. That's my strategy.
That's strong. That's some strong strategy there.
So
That's some strong style strategy.
we got our next match.
I hate you, Dub.
And I'm just like, alright, who's it gonna be? Who walks out? It's Enzo Amore.
Oh, great.
Fucking fuck!
I'm beginning to like this man.
I hate...
Because he pisses off.
he's the worst. He walks like a fucking game foul! It's the worst!
Tell me more about the certified G and the bona fide stud.
I can't teach you that, though.
Can't teach that.
So yeah, he's like, oh, I got bullied by Cass last week. He got what he deserved when he tore his ACL. Alright, fine.
That was like a legitimate injury too, though, right?
It was.
Okay, so it's not a work.
Like, he's out for, like, months, I think they said.
Well, shit.
And then, who comes out next? Oh, it doesn't matter, because Enzo Amore's talking about the Mayweather fight. How topical. Asshole.
Okay, so I did actually see a bit that wasn't part of the show itself, but was just, like, related to this, so I'm not going to bring it up or, like, mention exactly what it is, but there's a part where he just pulls, like, $20 bills out of his pocket, and he's like, this is what happens when you vote for Floyd Mayweather instead of Conor McGregor. These are what I call fun coupons, gentlemen, and then he just throws them on the ground, and it's like, okay then, Enzo, whatever. You okay there, bud?
He's the worst. So yeah, who's he gonna fight? Noam Dar. Who the fuck is that? I don't know.
He's some kind of cruiserweight fellow.
Wow, how interesting. He's just a cruiserweight.
Yeah, pretty much. Again, I mentioned it last week, but the cruiserweights are incredibly misused on Raw.
So yeah, then we're gonna go to commercial. And who are they sponsored by? Mountain Dew and Little Caesars. Eat garbage. Mmm. Fuck.
I can't believe you've come up with the new brand or slogan for Mountain Dew and Little Caesars.
It's pretty easy and pretty straight to the point.
Like, now I'm just imagining that commercial now, like, Mountain Dew and Little Caesars, eat garbage, you know it's what you are, TM.
That explains why I eat Little Caesars.
Little Caesars. Why does the Little Caesars always come up when Enzo comes out? It's fucking collusion.
That's a good point, actually, because that happened last time, didn't it?
It did! Except last time it was, oh man, here's this sweet replay sponsored by Little Caesars of Enzo Amore eating shit from a shopping cart. So yeah, we get back to the match, and Enzo is like, oh man, I'm gonna do this, and Dar just grabs his shitty hair. Good job, Enzo, your shitty hair's getting you killed, you idiot.
You really don't like this man, huh?
He makes the Italian in me cry. I can feel red, white, and green tears streaming down. It's the fucking worst.
But he wears Gucci and Versace.
Fuck him! I fucking hate him! It's the worst gimmick.
But Zed, he's a certified G and a bona fide stud.
I don't
And
want to
you
watch
can't
the fucking
teach that.
situation wrestling.
God, the situation.
Don't! It's terrible. So yeah, Enzo does some flashy horse shit, then he just gets punched in the face because he's an idiot.
Creep.
And yeah, Dar's just murdering this cartoon at this point. He's just dying. And then Enzo gets a dirty kick and wins. I guess that's better than him winning from doing nothing last week, I guess.
Great. I actually heard, apparently, the end of the match was kind of, like, botched or messed up, for those not in the know, I guess. And apparently Enzo's getting a lot of heat backstage because it was supposed to be a really simple finish, and he still messed it up.
Yeah, because he's
Yeah,
Enzo.
buddy.
Fuck you. So I knew Dar was gonna lose, but why do we gotta push this Jersey Shore fuck? You know, like I do not like it. So then they start talking about, oh man, Neville's here. Oh, let's talk to Neville. And they go talk to Neville, and guess what he's doing? What he always does. He's being a creepy British dude.
Oh, I was gonna say being a greasy asshole.
Pretty much. So then they're like, oh, we're gonna go to Lesnar after the break. Oh boy. And then they bring up their new sponsor. Who the fuck could it be?
I don't know, but I'm excited to hear.
Burger King!
Sure.
I said I'll think of a joke later on here. I didn't.
Did you know that Brock Lesnar's favorite meal at Burger King is the new Rodeo BK Burger, only at Burger King for $5.99?
But trust me, as you'll soon learn, I didn't need to think of a joke for Burger King.
That's a good sign.
Oh, is it ever? So yeah, we get back from the break, and they're talking, oh, Jerry Lawler's here, which, okay, I don't really care. So Brock Lesnar comes out, and of course Paul Heyman's with him. Like, I don't even need to say that at this point. And Brock Lesnar's rocking this belt, and at this point I realize he's basically just a human Machoke. He's just a Machoke.
Do you think he gets more or less than Machokes do?
If he gets traded to SmackDown, he'll grow 2 more arms.
Well, no, I meant more as in, like, the running gag of people sleeping with Machokes for some reason.
Okay, hold on. Hold the fucking phone. Is that really a running gag? And more just Zen and Cowbox being dumb?
Well, no. I'm pretty certain one Pokemon game, at least one, has a girl who straight up mentions that, like, aw man, fighting's not the only thing that Machokes are good for. Wait,
Yeah, because they also move! They're used as movers!
Yeah, why is your mind go to the gutter, Jack Ryan?
Look, man, I was born in the gutter. I breathe the gutter.
I was born in this shitty Dark Souls 2 level.
Unlike you became accustomed to the gutter. I was born in it.
Never try to do a Bane impression again.
I wasn't even really trying.
It showed.
Then Paul Heyman starts talking, and there's more dick shots and more screaming. And at this point, I thought it was basically a replay. But no, it's just the same shit, different day. And then Heyman just starts talking, you know what, Strowman, you're really good. Oh my god, I love you, Strowman. If I didn't want Brock Lesnar's dick all day, I'd want your dick. Like, he's really pushing Strowman. Like, oh, he beat Lesnar. He's the only person who could beat Lesnar. Seriously, when Paul Heyman says Brock, it becomes Brock Lesnar. It's fucking... How many syllables can you make it?
At a point, it sounds like Paul is just a really weird English dub of an anime.
Yeah, pretty much, honestly.
Brock Lesnar Kun.
Brock, you butchered that.
Barack Lesnar-kun.
Brock Chan.
Brock Chan, you are so kawaii.
I hate this.
Translators know kawaii means cute.
Yes, they...
All according to HD Song. Translators note HD Song is 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
I quit.
So Brock Lesnar. Paul Heyman is basically says, like, Brock Lesnar isn't ducking you, Strowman. He's just a fucking scaredy cat. That's all I'm saying. Which seems reasonable. And then we cap it off, and Brock Lesnar takes the mic and says, "Suplex City, bitch," and tosses the mic. And at this point, I realized that Brock Lesnar is basically the Silent Bob of wrestling.
If you ever listen to how Brock Lesnar sounds, like, it's really obvious why he's not the one who speaks. He doesn't sound as intimidating as he looks.
He can only say one line for every, match. For every show, he can only say one line.
And most of the time, it's just Brock!
And sometimes he can use the Force to pick up VHS tapes.
There's a context here that I'm missing, isn't there?
Yeah, we'll move on. So, next match, because I guess Brock isn't fighting. We just wanted to waste more time on that shitty rivalry I do not care about. Seth Rollins comes out with his Luigi Dean Ambrose. And at this point, they're like, oh, Seth Rollins is from Iowa. And it's like, okay, I guess he's like a member of Slipknot or something.
When's he gonna throw corn at people?
Okay. Hey, corn is Nebraska. Iowa's about wheat. It's also got corn, but...
I don't know. I was gonna say, I was born in Iowa. Iowa's pretty corn
It's
heavy.
pretty corny, but you don't get more corny than Nebraska.
Which one's the potatoes? Idaho?
That's Idaho.
Okay. Hey, I actually know something about the states.
That's all you need to know about Idaho.
That rhymed.
Man, fucking... I'm starting beef with Idaho now, I guess.
Push Zed versus Idaho.
Yeah. Fuck you, I'll fight Boise all day. I'm just kidding, Idaho, you're okay. Wyoming, though! Better watch yourself. So, we get back, we get fucking back from commercial, and they talk about, oh man, Total Bellas is coming up. Oh man, I can't believe Total Bellas. And I cannot find it in myself to give a shit. Then they go back to The Miz, and what is he doing? He's fucking whining. They're recapping The Miz whining for some reason.
Great.
And the recap takes so much fucking time. Like, half of that block of programming is goddamn recap of something we just watched.
I can't believe we're in, like, the last 5 episodes of Evangelion now. In 2 weeks, the entire episode of Raw is just gonna be colored by crayons.
John Cena's face comes up from a blood of ocean blood.
A blood of ocean blood.
Yeah. It's my favorite Death Clock song.
Hold on, no, I got this. Give me a second.
That's my favorite Death Grips lyric.
Death Cargo. Alright, sorry, what? Back to the match. Here comes Cesaro, I guess. And Cesaro quickly becomes my favorite person in the show, but it's not because of the match. We'll get to that later. Cesaro comes out with Sheamus, because, I guess Seth Rollins is Dean Ambrose, why not? And they're like doing this weird Goro formation where Sheamus's arms are behind him, so it looks like he has 4 arms. I don't get it. And then they do the fusion dance. I have no idea why, but they do.
Why not?
They walk down to the ring, and I realize Cesaro is wearing a fucking camo kilt. Oh my god, it's the dumbest looking thing.
No, that owns you. Shut up.
Oh, it looks so stupid. So yeah, ocean blood. Anyways, there's an Irish whip that goes on for fucking ever, and then Cesaro gets his spine snapped and needs Sheamus to kiss it better. I think there was a commercial after that, because of course there was. And then we come back, and the first thing we see is Rollins. He just straight up slaps Cesaro. There's a lot of slapping going on tonight, honestly. There was a lot of slapping in that Royal Rumble. Battle Royale. I'm going to get it wrong every time, don't worry. But I'm going to correct myself every time.
Well, I guess that works.
There's a lot of slapping going on tonight, though. That's what I'm getting at.
It's a very slapstick kind of night.
Honestly, it is.
I'll leave.
So Cesaro, he's like, I'm going to catch Rollins out of the ring. Let's do this. And he eats a fist to the stomach. Cesaro is the Swedish cyborg, or whatever, Swiss cyborg. The Swiss cyborg.
I thought he
Not
was
catching
the
it
Swiss
good.
Superman. I guess they changed that.
They're calling him a cyborg. I don't know why.
Maybe it has something to do with, like, the fusion dance and the Goro thing.
I don't know. Maybe he's a Teen Titan. Whatever.
Yeah,
Which one does that make Sheamus, then?
Starfire.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
like, I know nothing about Sheamus aside from, like, he's some, like...
He's Pat.
Like... I saw him on Conan O'Brien once, like, years back.
He is aggressively Celtic man.
Does he still have the really stupid hair?
Yeah, his hair's
Hell
still
yeah,
stupid.
hell yeah, hell yeah.
He was dressed in the same thing Cesaro was wearing, so he had a camo kilt and like this army jacket and sunglasses.
I wonder if the camo kilt then was a thing that Sheamus came up with then, and then Cesaro was just like, let me in on this shit.
Well, the announcer's like, oh, it's in solidarity with his fucking buddy, and it's like, that's still stupid. It still looks dumb as shit. And then there's more slapping. And we cut to commercial on Rollins screaming in pain. And we come back, and Cesaro drops Rollins like a 2-year-old NRS game. And that happens like 5 times, and he gets like 2 counts. Rollins is just dead at this point, and he needs to stop being dead, but that don't really happen. So Rollins throws some sissy punches till Cesaro decides to just toss him again.
I'm glad you referred to, like, everyone getting the crap beat out of them as them being dead.
But yeah, they're dead. They're just dying on the ground.
They gotta wiggle it out.
So Rollins, he gets the upper hand for a bit. He's fucking Cesaro up, and he wrecks him with his Irish whip and gives him a big hug. And Cesaro ends up taking some top rope action, but Rollins carries his attempt across the ring for a powerbomb, which was actually pretty sick.
Oh, Rollins is still allowed to do the powerbomb? Huh.
Yeah. He ends up with a good powerbomb. And Sheamus tries to come in, but Ambrose just fucking is like, get that shit out of here. It's like Android 17, you know? No assists. I'm not allowing that shit. So while Rollins is looking back at that shit, and Cesaro he gives Rollins basically a wake-up DP and ends up winning. The scrub tactics, man. So, you would think the match is over, right? No, it's not. Sheamus starts talking some trash, and he challenges Ambrose to a fight, and Ambrose just comes in swinging. And then I think we cut to commercial at that point. We come back, and Ambrose is just holding on for dear life onto this turnbuckle as Sheamus is trying to fuck him up. And he's holding on with his knees. He's got the strongest knees in the world, man.
Great. I thought you were going to say we come back from commercial and Ambrose is just dead on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
And then, camera just cuts to the back and that's it. It's over. Ambrose is just dead in the middle of the ring.
Then eventually Sheamus gets Ambrose into this weird, fucking grab that just puts even more abuse onto Ambrose's knees. His knees are just dead. He tries some lucha reversal, but then eats a powerbomb, and it just don't work. It didn't work out, man.
Rip.
Ambrose ends up getting a pretty mean DDT, though. Good reversals. He's got this shit. That's what we call good wake-up game. And then Cesaro just gets mad at Rollins, even though literally all Rollins is doing is watching the match. He's just like, you motherfucker! You won, you idiot! And we cut back to the ring, and guess what? Ambrose is pretty much just a corpse at this point. So yeah, that did happen.
Yeah, but it's not as funny as, coming back to the ring, showing that, and then just, cutting to backstage. But I'm glad Ambrose is just dead now.
So Sheamus picks up Ambrose and then drops him directly on his, arched spine, and it looks really fucking bad. He's just dead. He's just fucking dead.
Rip in peace. This episode is dedicated to Dean Ambrose whenever he was born in 2017.
Pretty much. So Cesaro comes in to interrupt, but Rollins stops that shit and interrupts a grab before diving. He literally dives between the ropes back at Cesaro. He's like, Cesaro, you can fuck off. I'm going to come in the ring, interrupt this Sheamus grab, and then dives through the ropes straight into Cesaro. It's actually kind of cool looking. And then Ambrose crawls over to the corpse of Sheamus and pins him. So yeah, Sheamus talks shit, then he got hit. Didn't work out so good for you, did it?
So wait, they won, and then they lost.
Yep.
Okay.
Neutral. Return to neutral.
The wheel of fate is turning. Rebel
Get your
won.
footsies ready. So then we cut back and, oh god. Guess we're gonna talk to Emma, and she's so proud of losing because she was trending on Twitter. Oh god. And she's talking to, what was her name? I don't fucking know. Nikki, sure. Yeah, she's talking to Nikki, whatever the fuck.
Bella?
I don't really, is it Bella? I don't fucking remember.
I don't know. You sound about as confused as any man can sound confused.
It's just, I do not care about this at all. Other lady, they're talking some beef, and the other lady's like, she wants to say, I'll tweet any damn thing you want if you win the match. But the PG stops her from saying that, and it causes this really awkward, 4-second pause, where she's like, I'll tweet any little hashtag you want. It's really bad. It's a really fucking bad. Ugh.
We gotta appease the censors. We already said the bitch word.
It's true. Oh god, that's right.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, during the commercial break, it's like, here's Kurt Angle, but also we're sponsored by Burger King. Yeah, I know. Like Kurt Angle basically saying, I represented my country and I wouldn't want it any other way. However, you can have it your way at Burger King, so go there now.
Is that actually a thing that he says?
No, like, he was in the ring, or there was something where, like, he said, I represented my country and I wouldn't want it any other way. And then they cut to the Burger King sponsorship. So I was just like, are you trying to subtly work this in there?
I don't think there's anything subtle about wrestling, just in general.
Subliminal, then. If you backmask it, Kurt Angle tells you to worship the devil.
No, if you backmask it, Kurt Angle tells you to worship the Burger King. Get it right.
You don't need to backmask it for that shit. So, yeah, oh boy, we come back and here's this low-stakes match I couldn't give less of a shit about. So, Nikki starts throwing some little, like, chicken kicks, and then they just kind of start throwing punch walks like it's a Goromir and MKX. And then Emma just wins. Okay. That was like a 2-minute match. It was like the only 2-minute match of the night, but I don't even care, because fuck this. And then we get to some fun stuff.
Oh, good. Tell me about the fun stuff.
Angle comes out, and he introduces the Vanilla Wafer match.
What?
No, I just mean Cena and Reigns.
Oh, okay.
It's like a Ryu versus Chun match, you know?
I was gonna say, were you thinking they were actually sponsored by Vanilla Wafers or something?
Maybe.
Is Vanilla Wafers a brand in the States?
Fuck if I know.
No, it's like probably the same people who own.
Also, I mean, it wouldn't be the dumbest thing I've heard
Oreos.
about a match title in WWE in a while. Recently they've had a shark cage match, a different shark cage match, the Ambrose Asylum match. It's probably some other really stupid shit. There's always the lumberjack matches. Oh man, I love lumberjack matches. Where people just stand around the ring and do nothing.
Yeah, like lumberjacks.
Yep.
So,
Except for occasionally somebody gets thrown out, and then they just kind of beat the shit out of whoever gets thrown out, and then throw them back in, I guess. I don't know. I don't get it. Whatever.
So yeah, Cena's music starts playing, and I assume he's in the ring, but I can't see him, so fuck if I know. Cena starts talking some stupid milquetoast shit, like, I'm gonna beat Reigns, I'm gonna be the best there is because I'm John Cena. And then here comes the other white meat, Roman Reigns. And I guess there's just a table in the ring, which I didn't notice, and I can't wait to see what happens with that at this point. So Reigns just said, like, oh man, he wasn't a big deal, and it just cuts to Cena's dumb face. Just, his stupid duck face. And it's like, well, you're not proving him wrong. Reigns is like, I guess the Undertaker, and the crowd hates it. Crowd's like, fuck you, don't bring this shit up. Then Cena starts talking about turning heel, and I'm like, please, 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 please. But then the actual best line of the night comes up.
Oh no.
Where Cena just starts tearing into Reigns, and he calls him a cheap, corporate-produced Cena bootleg. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it sounds like they went a little shooty here.
Yeah, they get a little in there.
Which, for those, again, not in the know, a work is like a thing that is decided to happen, whereas a shoot is a thing that actually happens. That's a poor descriptor, I guess, but like the difference between somebody doing a suplex that was decided upon and somebody legitimately breaking somebody's arm with an arm bar. So, anywho.
Wrestling sounds dangerous.
Yeah, there's a reason why they always have, like, hey, we are professionals. Please don't do this shit at home, you dumbass idiots.
And then they do it anyway, and Backyard Wrestling 2 gets made with fucking Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope.
Oh yeah, God knows, when I was, like, 12, I was, like, doing suplexes on, like, like pillows and shit, because I thought it was fun.
So, after that pretty on-point line, Cena just keeps digging into Reigns, and I'm just like, yeah, give me this all the time, Pebble Man, do it! And then they go over to Reigns for the rebuttal, but he fucking sucks on the mic, so it's garbage and takes forever. So much so that Cena calls him out, ending with "Eat it, fourth wall." So I guess Cena's just Deadpool at this point. Because Reigns is just like, yeah, well, guess what? You're, And he pauses for like a minute, and Cena's like, oh, come on! You can take some time to think. Come on.
Yeah, that's how you
can tell. Come on.
That's how you can tell it was a shoot, because like Reigns had nothing.
Reigns is like, me Roman Reigns, me can't talk.
I thought you were going for like an adult from Charlie Brown sort of thing.
Like, of all the people who would sound like a caveman, you'd think it'd be Cena because he hangs out with them so much. But no, it's fucking Roman Reigns. Maybe Roman Reigns is really Freddie Flintstone. You never know. Yeah, Freddie Flintstone! Callback!
Man, I can't wait until the sequel where some kind of like science mishap happens and Frederick Flintstone III gets placed in like modern day WWE as Roman Reigns, and then Roman Reigns is like in the Flintstones there.
Yeah, Frederick Flintstone III, King of Prussia, comes in.
What?
Because there were, like, all the kings of Prussia were named Frederick. Learn your fucking history.
Also, if you go 3 blocks down the street, Franz Ferdinand is there.
Well, that's into the future. Alright. Let me lay some shit down for you. Franz Ferdinand, that's before World War I. That's what Sparks is. So we're talking, like, 1900s.
Yes.
Okay.
Formation of Germany. Germany's unified in 1870.
Okay.
So that Prussia, how the fuck that could work? Prussia's part of Germany. You motherfucker! Learn your history!
I never claimed I was a history major, a geography major, or even a wrestling major.
Sights on Cena, the first, only, and God willing, last history podcast.
Well, let me tell you about the Holy Roman Empire. But first, I'm gonna get even more plastered.
Do it. Tell me, which wrestler on the Raw roster would be the most likely to
move the hell on?
Well, we have to talk about who's Charlemagne. Who's the Charlemagne of wrestling?
Okay, so Cena and Reigns are throwing insults at each other.
I'm sure somebody in the comments will call me out on some stupid history bullshit, like, you were totally wrong about this date, and that's fine. I'm not even thinking right now, so I'm probably wrong about something. But anyways, we have wrestling to talk about, so shut the fuck up about history in the comments. Reigns, he's getting mad, and he gets on PC pretty hard. He's like, you motherfucking bitch, how could you? He also says that Cena's a backstabbing shark, which I don't know how the fuck does a shark stab somebody, and how do they backstab somebody?
They just hold a knife in their mouth and like rush up to them.
Arrgh!
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure a shark, the spy had a shark head into him too.
Maybe.
I can't believe Roman Reigns is a big fan of hats.
And then Cena, he starts talking some more, and he starts talking about having magical powers, which, you know, he is invisible, so maybe. He did deny that he has magical powers, so I guess he's a magic shark. That's just what he is. They talk, and then Cena just fucking straight mic drops, and things are getting pretty heated in here. And then Reigns is like, fine, I'll sign the contract to fight you. And then he flips the fucking table. Oh man, this match is finally gonna happen. No, it's not, because more people are coming out. Who the fuck's coming out? It's more people to make Cena and Reigns a tag team. These two can never fight each other. It is universe ending. So yeah, the match gets denied again. And we cut back, we're gonna come back from the commercial break, and they're gonna be a tag team. Again. They just won't let this fight happen. I guess the people that are fighting are named Gallows and Anderson. Okay, I don't know who the fuck that is. I don't know,
the
I don't
Bullet
care.
Club.
Sure. So, at one point, Cena just straight up cue roundhouses a motherfucker out of an Irish whip, and it's pretty good. But then, fucking Cena starts getting wrecked, and he refuses to tag out. So, of course, what's Reigns doing? The same thing he was doing for the first half of the other match last week, which is standing around having that dumb apathy face plastered all over himself. So now Cena's just getting, like, fucking Portrait of Ruin combos done on him at this point. It's pretty embarrassing. Like, he can't catch a goddamn break, but he finally tags in Reigns. And Reigns starts flipping the pages at them.
Of course. How many times does he punch the canvas?
I was about to mention that. He tries to do like a fucking Rapukin or something because he punches the ground. I wish he could do a Rapukin, but sadly that is not the case. I wish Geese Howard were here, but sadly that is not the case.
Predictable.
This is very predictable. So yeah, guess what? 2 Superman punches in a row because that's all Roman Reigns knows how to do. It's literally all I ever see him doing is Superman punch. Awesome. And guess what? It's already over. This is some real, like, filler arc shit. This is like the great T-race of wrestling. Fuck, man. And they cut backstage.
80 Roman Reigns matches.
Yeah. So yeah, we cut backstage, and they're like, coming up next, it's another song from Elias.
Oh, great.
Great! So, yep, he comes out, he's starting to play. He doesn't even start playing a song yet, and everyone's just like, fuck you.
Does he play Wonderwall?
He's like, oh man, I was talking to Dusty Rhodes one time, and he called me the Elvis of the WWE. So in my mind, that means that he basically just stole a bunch of black wrestlers' moves.
And then died on the toilet.
Yeah, well, we'll see about that part. So yeah, what's this song? What's this song? Is it any different? Nope, it's just another I'm gonna shit talk where I'm fighting song. So I'm gonna shit talk Tennessee because I'm in Tennessee. Is this like his gimmick or something? Is he just like, I'm gonna shit talk wherever I'm fighting now? Whatever town I'm in, I'm gonna shit talk.
I don't know, because, like, I don't remember him in NXT, and then I stopped watching NXT, and then now he's on Raw, and you're the one who's watching that. You know more than I would, my dude.
So yeah, some fucker comes out, and I don't know who it is, but he introduces us to our special guest of the night, I guess we shall say.
Oh, man!
He's like, you mentioned Elvis, well, I got my good buddy Pelvis Wesley right here. And so Pelvis Wesley comes out. And it's the worst.
Please, the incredible Pelvis Wesley.
Fuck that name, alright? The greatest Elvis impersonator name is Elvis himselvis. Shut the fuck up, Pelvis Wesley.
Duff's just silent.
Pelvis Wesley, he's walking down to the ring and he drops a diaper on the ground, and at that point, I have already established that this is the worst. And he gets into the ring and he starts dancing, and Elias starts dancing with him, and it's even worse-er. It's the worstester. I hate it.
Worcester sauce.
Tastes about as good. And then Elias just straight up kicks Pelvis in his namesake, and then it's done. What an intermission. Thanks, guys.
Well, okay, then.
Ugh.
That sounds like it sure happened.
So, now the main event is actually going to happen. They teased it last week, and they built it up forever, but we finally get to see it. Well, I guess maybe later, because fucking announcers are talking about steakhouses or some shit. I don't know fucking why, but they spend like half of that block of programming talking about steakhouses. And they go back to The Miz, and he's still just being a pissy little baby! And he walks out on an interview, because he's a piece of shit.
Well, okay.
Why do they keep cutting back to The Miz? He's just gonna keep being a salty baby. And they go back to Sasha, and guess what? Sasha's talking mess about Alexa. That's really interesting. But then my favorite part of the night happens. We go to Sheamus and Cesaro in, like, it looks like a stadium or an auditorium. It looks like where you'd watch a basketball game. They're in, like, a school gym or some shit. I don't know.
What?
But they're talking about, like, movies and weird shit, and like, oh man, Cesaro, you gotta work on your movie career. And he's like, oh, fuck, I don't care. Because you know what I got? I got Burger King.
What?
They were talking about, like, Sheamus like, oh, I saved a cat out of a tree. And some random fuck comes by with these greasy-ass bags of Burger King, and Cesaro's like, this is all I need. And they just start eating Burger King, and Cesaro, you should bring your crown to Burger King. What? And that's it. And then it's done.
What?
Cesaro and Sheamus pushing Burger King. Why?
We have to push Burger King for SummerSlam.
For SummerSlam. Oh my god, it was the best part of the night.
I want the Burger King at the SummerSlam arena sneaking around giving people burgers.
So now it's time for our main event after that gift to mankind.
That's what you want to call it, sure.
And so Alexa just starts beating the shit out of Sasha. She opens with a shitty pin. Opens with another shitty pin after that. Like, she's never played Pokemon. You gotta damage them first so you can catch them. Like, come on, this is basic knowledge. And then Sasha just starts decimating Alexa's arm. Basically like Ambrose's knees.
Great.
And Alexa's just dying at this point. She's already dying. And people just start dying really quick. Taking breaks. She gets outside the ring like, I need a break. I need to take a break, okay? And this backfires because Sasha just comes from the fucking ring with some death from above and just beats the shit out of her. Floors her straight up. And then Sasha's shit-talking at this point, and it's so loud, you can hear it very clearly. You can hear exactly what she is saying.
Oh, good.
Like, she is getting in there. And I'm on board with this. And then we go back to a commercial.
Of course. Of course.
Back from commercial, and it's the exact opposite, because Sasha's just dying on the ground, and she's getting worked to shit. Alexa almost gets it. And then Sasha just is like, no, but she's still looking fucked up. Alexa ends up getting Sasha on, like, this turnbuckle, and she's got, like, Omen levels of corner pressure. Sasha cannot deal with any of this shit. Like, oh man, she's about to get demonic despair or something. And then Sasha starts getting just stretched like someone's reloading a crossbow or something. Like, she is getting straight up demolished.
Well, okay then.
Wait, what's this about? A crossbow?
Yeah, never mind.
Okay.
An herbalist. Whatever, it doesn't matter. So Sasha's back up for the moment, trying to bring just anything. She's just trying to do fucking anything. And Alexa manages to fucking dodge some turnbuckle damage. And that makes Sasha shatter her shins, basically. Like, she just shoves her shins right into the turnbuckle. As if she wasn't dead enough. And after every hit, I want you to keep in mind, after almost every single hit, Alexa is trying to pin. She has no patience.
Of course.
She has no style. She has no grace. This wrestler has a fucked up face. No, I'm just kidding. Sasha has time to recover because Alexa's really mad about that pin in particular. She's just throwing a hissy fit. I can't believe it didn't work. And Sasha just fucks up Alexa. So they're both just on the floor dying. And we cut to commercial. And I guess we're going to come back for their funeral or something because Jesus Christ. And then this time, once we come back from commercial, Sasha actually manages to do the turnbuckle thing she was going to do before right. And she just throws some, like, Urian knees right into Alexa's face.
Okay, then.
And then, from the top rope, oh, it's a grab! But they both fall really bad, so they're both dying even more. How are they still dying? How are they not just dead? But, a good blow gives Alexa the belt back, and Sasha's probably dead at this point. Because she's barely moving.
Lots of people died tonight.
Yeah, lots of people. That is not quick matches. They are fucking dying on the ground. And then, oh man, Nia Jax comes out, and she just like shoves Sasha into the turnbuckle just for a double tap, just to be mean. And then Nia Jax is holding Alexa up like, yeah, you did it. I'm your friend. And then drives her straight into the ground. Fucking betrayed. She gets straight up betrayed because I guess that's what happens.
Okay.
And that's Raw. That's the end.
That seemed like it came out of nowhere.
Sure.
It came out of absolutely nowhere.
Truly, Nia Jax was the RKO out of nowhere.
So yeah, Cesaro eating Burger King and Pelvis Wesley. That's basically all you need to know about Raw.
So, if you had to rate it, then what would you give this week's episode of Monday Night Raw?
An 8. It was better than last week's, but it's still at Enzo Amore. So
I was gonna say, would it have been like a 9 if it didn't have Pelvis Wesley?
8.5.
I'm gonna give it a dying on the ground out of 10.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So
Everybody died. The end.
Yeah, they had to put like a memorial card at the end of the episode that was like "Rest in peace" the entire Raw roster.
Yeah, just everyone.
Plus everybody in the building. Nia Jax killed and ate all of them.
She killed them all and ate Burger King.
Yeah. She sold them to Burger King. They put a hit out on everyone in that ring. She's a Burger King assassin.
I can't wait until Sheamus and Sasha versus Nia Jax in the Burger King in a mixed tag match.
I want the Burger King to show up.
I mean,
Can he be Bray Wyatt? Just fucking jump scare in?
I mean, when KFC was their thing, or the sponsor for a while, they actually did have a, like, dumb commercial they would play where, like, The Miz was a man in a chicken suit as the mascot for some kind of not real chicken brand, and then Dolph Ziggler would show up as, like, a really buff version of the Colonel, and they would fight for like 20 seconds, and then Dolph would win, and it would be like, hell yeah, eat the double down.
Can I eat a better Neil Breen movie?
No, you have to eat the double down.
Oh, damn it.
Fucking... I forgot what his latest fucking movie was.
Let's see. Pass Through. I almost said I Am Here now because it's my favorite title.
I'm here, ... Now. ...
It's 4 dots. Come on.
Oh, right.
You have to get it wrong. It's like a Mortal Kombat name.
Oh, good. It's an ellipses that then ends the sentence.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you could do that. Thank you for the help, Neil Breen.
God.
So, Dub, tell me everything you know about SmackDown this week.
I saw literally nothing about SmackDown.
Perfect.
And I wasn't even doing anything on Tuesday. I just saw nothing on my Twitter feed.
Great. Okay.
I think I even looked at people's Twitters that I don't follow, and I saw nothing.
Okay, so before the title card even shows up, the literal first thing they show on SmackDown is an advertisement for tonight's main event.
Okay.
And then the title card shows up. We get the commentators going like, hello and welcome to SmackDown Live, blah, 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 blah. I'm this guy. I'm that guy. Who cares? And then we cut over to the ramp, and Jinder's lackeys are out again, and they introduce the modern Maharaja, your WWE champion, Jinder Mahal. And then, he comes down to the ring and decides to cut a promo?
Sure.
Yep. And so he cuts a promo on tonight's opponents, Shinsuke Nakamura and Randall Orton. Because tonight's main event is those two versus Mahal and Rusev in a tag match. And Rusev is the most angry Russian, despite the fact that he's also not Russian.
I hear
checks
Iron
out.
Sheik talking about him all the time.
He's Bulgarian. But, so he's just, cutting a promo, and then I hate the crowd, because they just keep interrupting him by going, USA! USA! USA!
Oh, I love stupid USA chants. They're the best.
Yeah, but then, Jinder turns it around with, I knew you would do this because all you Americans are so, jingoistic or whatever. And,
I mean...
I can't go through airport security with this belt without them thinking I stole it. So, this just shows you that I'm the best because I get through adversity, unlike you assholes.
No, that checks out.
Yeah, so Jinder's lackeys, interrupt him out of nowhere, and they're like, hey, so, I know we lost last week, in a minute, but we won't do it again. Shinsuke will never touch you again. And, also, please let us kiss your feet.
I see we've entered the fetish part of WWE.
Yep.
Please call them by the correct name, the Jintourage. Thank you. The gender tirage.
Gender studies. Cut that joke.
It's better
Cut
than
that joke.
I'm a gender studies professor, and I'm here to say...
Well, now I can't cut it.
Damn it.
It's a real bad joke.
That was the worst joke tonight of Mahal. I quit.
Well, good night, everybody. It's been fun.
SmackDown was like no. Okay, so they get down and they're like about to kiss his shoes when Shinsuke's theme starts playing, and everybody's like, "Oh shit, here comes the cool guy," and like Shinsuke just kind of waltzes into the ring. And then he starts staring down with Jinder, and they start getting, like, progressively closer and closer during the stare down. And I swear to God, they get so close, I thought they were about to start making out.
I mean, I'd be okay with that.
I mean, yeah, but, like, it was just real silly. And then Randall comes out, like, to stop the makeout session before it starts.
Okay, so, like, we should probably put this in the context. By Randall, you mean Randy Orton.
No,
yep.
Man. Randall from Clerks comes out with Dante.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep calling him Randall, though, because I think it's funnier.
I mean, fair, but I thought we should put that into perspective.
Yeah, by the way, can we talk about how the RKO is literally just named after himself? Because his name is Randy Keith Orton?
I thought he was just like a film history buff.
So, Randy comes out and starts beating on Jinder, and then Rusev comes out like 15 seconds later. They're just having the main event match at the beginning of the night. And then, that's it. Everybody leaves and goes home, and a commercial happens.
Sure.
Is it a good commercial?
I don't remember. I wasn't paying attention to the commercials.
I was gonna say, or is it something like Cesaro eating a fucking, like, triple Whopper?
No, it was like an actual commercial.
Okay.
So the first actual match of the night is Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin, who you may remember.
I don't know either of these people.
Well, last week, Daniel Bryan was like, "Hey, Chad, I know we traded away your tag team partner, so here's your new one. It's Shelton Benjamin." And also, I was a little wrong when I said that Shelton hadn't wrestled for the WWE in over a decade, or about a decade. It's been 6 or 7 years, I think they said. And then they're fighting against the Ascension, who are basically like if the Road Warriors were really shitty, dumbass Mad Max villains. Like, straight up, they just kind of look like extras from Fury Road. And so the match actually starts, and Chad's doing like crazy suplex shit, and Shelton's doing like crazy athletic shit, despite the fact that he's like 7 feet tall and like probably way heavier than I assume he is. And it's rad. They're doing like crazy tag team shit. Commercial break.
I gotta love that shit.
Yeah. So we come back from the commercial, and Gable's just in the middle of the ring, dead.
That keeps happening.
Why? Yeah, everyone is dying this week.
We're gonna have no more wrestlers after tonight.
Like, the other guy who's in the ring, I can't remember who it is just kind of, like, yucking and guffawing about it. And, like, Gable's just dead. And so, eventually he gets back up, and then he starts doing some rad shit again with Shelton Benjamin, and then they win because the Ascension are basically, like, the tag team jobbers, and hell yeah. So, then we get a thing, and it's like, coming up next is AJ Styles' U.S. title open challenge, and it shows him, or Baron Corbin, like, walking towards the ring, and it's like, oh, cool, are we gonna go? Nope, commercial break again!
Nice.
We come back from commercial, and I don't know if it does this in the States, but on, I forget what channel it is, Sports something? The Sports Network, I think it might actually just be called.
Sports!
Yep. They have, like, a content warning that's like, oh, man, this is a little, like, aggressive in nature, blah, 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 blah. And, like, immediately following that, they show a commercial for a channel that we do not have here in Canada, as far as I know, because I don't watch TV. But, it's a trailer for Total Bellas!
That's
For
what
what
I
now?
got.
WWE on E has 2 different reality shows about the women. There's Total Divas,
Oh.
and then also there's just Total Bellas that's specifically about the Bella twins.
That sounds...
Surprisingly better than you would think.
Well, alright then.
I don't care.
I'll take your word for it.
But there's so many commercials to this damn show that they had to bake this one into the programming. Because it came after the content warning to remind us that, like, the show is restarting up, and it's impressive. So, we cut back to the ramp. AJ Styles is in the ring, and he's just kind of, like, dancing around like an idiot. And everybody's like, okay, Baron Corbin's about to come out. They said last week that if whoever won the match, Baron Corbin would be fighting next week. And so everybody's waiting, and the music starts up, and it's Ty Dillinger, who is a guy who literally runs around shouting the number 10 and making 10 with his fingers and is perfect 10. And
is a 10-year-old.
Basically, he might be. But on the lower Titantron, I swear to God, and you guys are probably going to laugh at this about as much as I did, it just says the 4 words. Guess what these 4 words for Mr. Number 10 are?
It's the number 10.
Dup.
What?
Guess what 4 words Ty Dillinger has on his lower Titantron?
Oh, God.
It relates to the number 10.
I substitute my answer with dicks. Is that okay?
Go for it.
Okay, that's what I'm going with.
God, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, that counts as a guess. So,
Yeah, okay.
lower Titantron says, and I swear to God I'm not lying about this, the numbers don't lie.
Okay.
And now
The
I'm
numbers, Mason, what do they mean?
Now I'm just thinking about Professor Scott Steiner again.
They spell disaster for you at Sacrifice.
Pretty much.
Is Scott Steiner alive?
Yes.
It's debatable.
Okay, that's...
It's debatable if what's living is Scott Steiner or the steroids in Scott Steiner. So, the match happens, and in about 45 seconds, Ty Dillinger has tapped out, Baron Corbin has dragged him out of the ring and beats the shit out of him. And then, like, that's it. Baron's all angry about how he didn't get the match, but AJ Styles is just kind of like dancing around in the ring and guffawing about it. He's just yucking it up. And then we cut to commercial.
Yes.
That entire segment was about 5 minutes.
The numbers didn't lie.
And they spelled disaster for Ty Dillinger and SmackDown. So we come back from commercial to 2 people Eskimo kissing, and I don't know who they are.
Hold on, wait, what? Ask him, what?
Do you not know what that is?
No.
Okay.
Really?
So I think it might actually be like an urban legend, but there's the whole thing about how like people at least assume that Eskimos kiss by rubbing their noses together because it's the only thing that is warm, I guess. I don't know. It's dumb and weird, but 2 people are doing that.
Yeah, it's a dumb term, but it's a term.
Yeah, it's Mike something or another and his wife Maria something or another. I don't remember their last name, and I'm not even going to try.
Mike and Maria. I get you.
And then they're just kind of sitting in the rain, and then the piano starts up, and it gets glorious again. Bobby Roode shows up and, like, just comes down to the ring, does his whole big, like, blockbuster glorious shit, and then the match starts, and Roode's just, like, taking control of it the entire time. At one point, he's straight up breakdancing on top of Mike, what's his name?
Sure. Why not?
I'm glad Duck King is finally in here.
And then Rude wins, surprising literally no one. And I put down in my notes here, I still don't remember the name of the guy he was fighting.
It doesn't matter.
We come back from commercial again. And Kevin Owens is here to do, and as I put in my notes, something. I guess. actually, here's straight up a note I put here. Send help, some opera happened, and now Aiden English is back in the ring singing again.
Checks out.
And remember how you were asking if Elias was going to do a different song, but he does basically the same thing?
Yeah.
Aiden English is in the ring trying to sing again, and except this time he does literally the same song and gets cut off at literally the exact same point. And then Kevin Owens comes out and interrupts him. And actual quote from Kevin Owens, because tonight takes place in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Yes, thank you.
These Arkansas hillbillies couldn't appreciate your work. Please vacate the ring so I can do something actually important. Actual quote from Kevin Owens.
Wow, starting a lot of beef with states tonight.
Yeah. I'm sure this was an interesting segment, but I tuned out as soon as I realized they were setting up KO versus Shane O'Mac. Because at that point, I don't even give a shit.
No idea who either of those people are.
Kevin Owens is the guy who was really whiny about losing the title at SummerSlam, and Shane O'Mac is just Shane McMahon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, at one point, I did notice that Kevin points out that Shane's stealing time from the talent, and then Shane comes out, and the crowd goes wild. The crowd continues to suck. And then Shane, like, just like, hey, you're real salty, bro, but you lost, so whatever. Anywho, please leave the ring. It's time for a match. So, the new match is Aiden English versus the Ska Boy, or as people mostly know him, Sami Zayn, but he's the Ska Boy. And Kevin Owens sits down at the commentary table during the match and just decides to snark on it. Like, Kevin Owens is basically doing my job for me. But, like, midway during the match, Kevin gets really mad. He's like, look at this ref not, like, fast counting and doing his job. And so he takes off the headset, goes into the ring, and steals the referee's shirt. And he's like, I'm the ref now!
Okay.
And then he powerbombs Sammy and then gives Aiden the win. And that match happened.
Sounds like it.
Yep. The next match coming up is the New Day.
Oh, good. People I know and care about.
Yeah, the people who came out at Mania a while ago as the Saiyans.
Yeah, the Super Saiyans that came out of the cereal box.
Yep.
The Bootios.
Versus the Usos in a tag match where the winner gets to decide what kind of match they have when they rematch for the tag championship, which is a really weird stipulation to give to a match because it's literally a match where the stipulation is whoever wins gets to decide the stipulation. And the sponsors are back again, and they're only sponsoring this one match. Guess who it is?
Oh, Jesus, what was it?
And guesses...
McDonald's.
Monster. I don't know.
It's Burger King!
Oh, yay! Sweet, the best part. See, it was a part of both shows, the best part.
By the way, did you know you can now go and buy the Rodeo BK burger for $5.99?
No, because I don't go to Burger King that often.
I don't go to Burger King ever. The last time I had Burger King was when I was stuck in an airport and it was like, oh shit, I have to eat something before I go. Fine.
So, they say the match is coming up immediately after the commercial break, except instead we go to a backstage segment and Dolph Ziggler is back again, and he's here to reveal his new gimmick, except he's not because they're in Arkansas and they don't deserve it, I guess?
Yeah, fuck you, Arkansas, I guess.
And Dolph Ziggler's just losing his damn mind over the fact that gimmicks get people over. And so he now claims that next week for sure he's bringing, and I quote, all flash and no substance. Because that's exactly what wrestling gimmicks are, I guess. This is a really bad joke I wrote into my notes, so I'm just going to say it here. The Usos are the first to come down to the ring, making in like crisps and salsa.
Chris.
That is a bad joke.
And as the New Day comes out, Xavier Woods is wearing a sign that just says, "It's sore!" I guess he landed on his ass poorly at some point?
So it says it's sore on his ass?
No, he's wearing a sign on his chest that says, "It's sore." But I assume he means his ass because he's walking perfectly fine, so...
Why doesn't he have it's sore right on his ass then?
I don't know. Why does Enzo Amore have a poop emoji on his butt?
Because he sucks! Because he's the worst!
As they continue to come down, Big E is pouring Cheerios on people.
Delicious.
And Kofi Kingston throws ice cream kits or some shit into the crowd? I guess?
Sure.
And commercial! So,
Is it another Burger King commercial?
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to the commercials at all.
I want to see Shinsuke Nakamura eating Burger King. Come on.
So, most of the time when commercials happen before a fight starts, it's usually just them kind of like standing around for however long and just like, I'm going to beat you for the crowd, I guess, while the commercials happen. We come back from the commercial, the fight's actually going on, and also Xavier Woods is outside of the ring playing the trombone because of course he is. It's Xavier Woods.
Yeah, that lines up with what I know with
Yep, that tracks.
Xavier Woods.
The only way it could be better is if like he was just playing Final Fantasy music. That's not a joke. There was one time where like Edge and Christian were backstage just like having a backstage segment of them chatting about whatever, and then the New Day just shows up and Xavier Woods plays a really off-tune version of the victory music from Final Fantasy on his trombone when they show up.
I thought it was at some point that he freaking played the Final Fantasy victory music in the ring after they won a match.
Maybe?
That would be fantastic!
God, I wish they would do that. So, let's see. What happens? Okay, so the Usos win by holding the tights of... I forget who gets pinned, but, like, it basically just means the referee didn't notice and, like, they couldn't break out of the pin. And they leave the ring like cookies and milk. Gonna keep this joke rolling. Even though it sucks.
Bad joke.
Yep. Backstage, immediately afterwards, we get a segment with Carmella and James No Chin Ellsworth. The only real thing noteworthy before Natalya shows up is Carmella makes a line about how she noticed James, like, specifically stole flowers for her because it was a very specific kind of flower. So he either bought it or stole flowers for a funeral to give to his girlfriend.
What?
I don't get it either. Natalya
Hero
shows
does.
And Natalia's just like, oh man, I know you have the money in the bank, but I'm still the best, so you better not think about using it. Ha ha ha, yeah ha. I guess. And Naomi shows up and is like, hey, I know you can beat Carmella, but next week I'm going to challenge you for that belt, and I'm going to win it back. That backstage segment happened. We come back to from commercial again.
I can't help but notice a pattern here of things just happening.
Yeah, that was SmackDown this week in general. But commercial, Lana's in the ring, and she's like, here's my new client, Tamina. And Tamina comes down, and let me just search up where Tamina is from real quick, because I don't actually know.
Thanks.
Okay, so she is from Vancouver, Washington, not the one in the States.
Okay.
And, like, her theme is, like, this weird tribal drumming mixed with, like, people chanting, Tamina, Tamina. It's weird. I don't get it. It's not...
Spy! Dun dun... No! I wish.
God, I wish it was that cool. and it's Tamina versus some jobber they don't even name, which usually just means it's a local, like, indie wrestler that they hired for a night. I wonder who will win. Tamina wins in about 30 seconds. Nothing interesting happens. It's a squash match.
Yay, my favorite kind of match.
Guys, the best part of the night happens now.
Okay.
Fashion Files with the Fashion Police, Season 2, Episode 1. The Fashion Police are still trying to solve whatever crime it is they're trying to solve. I'm not entirely certain about that. But they now have new devices, including headphones that aren't headphones, but are actually, like, really good microphones so that you can hear from, like, hundreds of yards away, I guess? A blacklight flashlight, which is neat. And perhaps the funniest joke of the night. Tyler Breeze grabs a leather belt, pulls it up, and says, "Do you know what this is, Fandango?" And Fandango is just kind of silent for about 2 seconds, and then he looks at it and goes, "Yes, I know, that's a title."
What?
Because it's a belt.
Yeah.
And Tyler Reese is like, "No, you silly idiot.
I get it!
It's a regular belt to hold your pants up." And then their last new device is friendship bracelets, so they can be best friends forever.
Fuck this! Are they Care Bears?
So tonight's new clue for the fashion police, or the fashion crime, I guess, I don't know. They turn the lights off and use the black light on things, and there's like a bunch of arrows on their file boxes which point to their like clue in the middle, which is just the word "to be" except spelled like TWO, the letter B. And then they shine the black light on that, and then in invisible ink it's like, "or not to be," spelled in the exact same way. And through like some weird jumps of logic, it's like, it's poetry. And you know who wrote poetry? William Shakespeare. And William Shakespeare was English. And so that means that our next suspect has to be aided English.
Wow, I didn't know they were crossing over with Nier Automata.
No, I was gonna say, they just missed the fucking spot that said also play Nier Automata. They just had to put the blacklight thing on that.
Well, no, there wasn't enough focus on butts in this segment. Clearly the person who has to advertise the butt game is Enzo Amore, the guy who has the poop emoji on his butt. We go to commercial.
As expected.
Yep. We come back, and it's time for the main event of Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev and Jinder Mahal. And
you mean Randall?
Sure. They start out, but it's less of a fight and more of a brawl. Like, the bell hasn't even run yet. They go to commercial like a minute after the last one ends.
Sounds like SmackDown was a good time.
Okay. We come back.
Maybe this is why no one fucking tweeted about it.
We come back from from the commercial, and the match is actually on. Mahal and Rusev are just cheating like hell against Randall. It's a thing. The match is it happens. The only thing I really wrote about it is that during the match I realized one of the commentators kind of sounds like Dave Lane on occasion. And then Nakamura and Randall win the match. Randall hits Shinsuke with an RKO, and that's the end of SmackDown for the week. Hell yeah!
That sounded dumb.
I give it like a 5.5.
Which one would you have rather watched?
Raw.
I'm talking to Mr. I don't watch fucking anything.
Oh.
Raw,
okay. Raw wins for the week. Yeah, I watched the better thing.
So, Dump, though, give me your rating of SmackDown Live for this week.
I'd give it a nothing interesting happened, so I can't think of anything funny to say out of 10.
Making out like Chips and Dump.
No.
Anywho, thank you for listening. This has been another episode of Sights Uncena, the first, only, and God willing, last wrestling / history / geography podcast on the internet.
We didn't talk anything about geography. What the fuck are you talking about?
We had a talk about Prussia and where it fit in Germany.
All we said was Prussia's Germany. First part of Germany, that's all we said. It's nothing to do with geography.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Sights Uncena, the first, only, and God willing, last wrestling history and Zen-corrected jet grind podcast on the internet.
Actually, you're right.
You shut
To be
up.
fair...
I have been your host, Jet Grind. As always, Zen Scissors and Dump.
I'm gonna fall asleep, so I'm sorry, people.
Remember, kids, always make out like chips and dip. Oh, God.